The big one.
There we go, we're all recording. And welcome to the VSG VC, baby! So, as I've just said in pre-recording, this is definitely the fucking big one. This is something that the imagination has willed into fucking reality, and it's going to become something that we never, ever, ever thought it could be. And this is the thing I'm talking about is VSC, baby. She's definitely going to be a golden fucking chain, let me tell you. So, I'll take you through the motions. I'll take you through the understanding of where we are, what has been done, what is to be done, and what it's going to look like at the end. All right. So, our developers that started the L2 chain and everything else have now finished their work. They have done what they needed to do, and we have moved on from that point. It was always going to be that way. Those particular developers could get what we needed. They've done what we've needed, and now it's now been passed on to the next set of developments for the developers to push forward with the chain. Now, there's lots of different types of things that I'll be quite honest with you. When the start of this chain began, we didn't even think about, right? So if there's anyone, I know we've had a few people in the chat say a few things and everything else, so I'm going to address that right here, right now. Yes, when we started this, we didn't realize we needed a wallet structure. We didn't realize we needed a validation structure. We didn't realize any of that. We just thought it was going to be a chain with a bridge and we're going to fucking send it, basically. As time's gone along, we've adapted with what we needed to adapt with and learned what we needed to learn and understand the concept of how to make a chain from start to finish with all the correct procedures, security procedures, absolutely everything involved. So this is the reason why when we said it was going to take 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, this is the reason why it's took longer. And it is one of those things where I'm glad that's happened because it's allowed us to progress with everything that like Jason's doing, you know, the connections that he's making and everything else, and bringing potential eyes to the chain when it goes live is, you know, valuable. That's more valuable than just pressing the button and launch, because, you know, you just press the button and launch, what's going to happen? If no one knows it's there, they're not going to fucking use it. So you've got to understand it's the developments around the chain that are more important, and the connections that we're out here making daily is more important than anything else, right? So along this journey, we've made a lot of new connections. We've got rid of a lot of old connections and everything else, and we're evolving into what we want to be. We're literally willing this into fucking reality. And that in itself, the journey is becoming very, very interesting. And the characters, you know, that are now getting involved are quite simply fucking unbelievable. If you'd have said to me at day one, this guy, that guy, and that guy were going to be involved with our chain, I'd have gone, fuck off, mate. Not a chance. But here we are in 2024, and it's fucking starting to happen, boys. It's starting to get to the point where this is not only going to be another L2 chain, it's going to be the best chain. It's going to be something that people have not seen before, right? And it's like, it's insane to think that a couple of lads with the same kind of like aspirations in crypto got together in a meme coin and got to this point. It is a fucking insane story that will be sold and sold and sold. We'll milk the fucker until that cow's on the floor not knowing what the fuck it's doing. Yeah. So these are the kind of things that are just making me hella bullish on a daily basis every day when I fucking wake up. But I have been waiting for a couple of confirmations, right? And finally this morning, I got given the green light as such, to say, yes, it's possible, and yes, it's going to happen. So I'm going to give you the announcement, and then I'm going to explain to you what it means. Okay? VSC will not be an L2. It will not be an L2 chain in the way that you think it will be. it will actually be an L1. We are now going in direct competition with Ethereum, with Solana, and the rest of them. You guys hold the gas token for an L1 chain, a brand new L1 fucking chain. Now, that's just giving me fucking shivers. What's the difference between an L2 and an L1? I'll give you some examples. Polygon is an L2. Why is it an L2? Couple of reasons. Its gas token is on Ethereum. But the main reason why it's an L2 is because it's built on top of Ethereum, and it also has staking that controls the governance of the chain outside of its own network. So the staking and everything is on Ethereum. None of that goes on the Polygon chain. VSC will have staking on chain. It will have the governance on chain. There will be no security risks like Polygon. The Polygon system has massive security risks when it's due to moving from one chain to another, where it could be manipulated. So the governance of the token can be manipulated. You can't do that when it's on chain, because it's all there in one sector. It cannot be broken into. That is what it is. So we will have the full governance and staking inside our chain, right? Which in turn will make us a L1. Secondly, VSG is currently on ERC, is an ERC20 token, right? We haven't got any plans, so don't start panicking. Yeah, we haven't got any plans to move it from where it is. Yeah, we're not going to bring it into VSC or anything like that. Don't worry about that. But we are, because it's going to be an L1, there will be a function for you to buy VSG inside the network. So you will never have to pay Ethereum gas fees again. You will be able to buy VSG at a $4 gas fee, right? So that is to be developed. It may slightly change and everything else, but that's the idea. Everything that we do from this point forward will be inside our chain. Nothing else. We were not going to be relying on other networks to run anything we've got. It's all going to be in-house. dApps, the lot. Which in turn, if you hold an NFT, you should be fucking jumping to the ceiling right now, because that means every fucking transaction inside that chain, you're getting a reward for. All right. So if you haven't got an NFT, I'd swiftly go and get one before we put the hammer down. Trust me, they're not going to be there for much longer. There's quite a lot of other aspects about the L1 chain. So we're not going to be saying L2 anymore. We're going to have to update the white paper. We're going to have to do all sorts of stuff to change things, because we are now an L1 in production. Yeah. It doesn't mean we have got to start building a new chain, right? We have had an L2 chain built, right? But it is adaptable to make it an L1, right? It's been built correctly for us to make it an L1, right? So don't think we're restarting a build or anything like that. It's not the case. This has all come apparent because of a couple of things. We have had certain connections that have been made throughout this process, right, that have opened our eyes to what's possible here, right? And we've listened. We're not people to not listen to people in the know, right? We have listened, we've understood, we've digested, and we've put into fucking action. That is exactly what we're doing, right? There's something else that is, I don't know whether when I say this, you guys are going to really understand how ridiculously bullish this is. But trust me when I say it is. The developers, right, who are developing our chain, one of them, I should say both of them, two of the main developers and renowned on the Lunaterra Classic chain, right? Now, there's a couple of good things to that. The Lunaterra Classic community and the Lunaterra Classic chain and everything else gone through a lot of drama. We all know the crash, it depegged from USTC and everything else, right? That wasn't because of the chain. That was down to whatever happened with the DPEG. That's the reason why that native token, I'm not going to say died because it's still at a high market cap, but I'm going to say it plummeted fast, and that's because it depegged basically. And that's not anything to do with the development teams and stuff like that that we're involved with. That was previous guys. So just puts that aside. The guys that we have now employed, yeah, it's not a case of we might get them, we've employed them, are probably some of the biggest brains in the DeFi space. Their full job is to build in DeFi. That's what they do for a living. They're not guys who do it on the side or anything like that. They are full stack developers that can build anything we want. If we can imagine it, they'll fucking build it. Yeah. And we've got two of the best. We've got two of the best. One of them, which I know if there is any of you in here that are from the LUNC chain, one of the developers, his name is Strathcole. So you'll be able to, I think Ramo will know who Strathcole is. But Strathcole is a very renowned developer on the LUNC chain. And he's going to be heading up and project managing quite a lot of bits on our chain. So like I said, WHC, that's my other company. VSC will no longer be an L2. It is now an L1. And like I said, everything is going to be in-house. We're not going to be relying on any other network. It's literally going to be a standalone chain, just like Solana and just like Ethereum. We've gone balls deep with this, boys, and we're going to go further in as far as we can fucking get. It's going to go fucking mental. The other thing is, just so you are aware, our chain will not contain OX addresses. We will not be OX whatever, because that's Ethereum. We will be .vsc, right? So it'll be like a domain. So you'll be able to choose your wallet address, and then you'll have other addresses underneath that thing. But I'm not going to tell you what that address can do, but it can do a lot more than an Ethereum wallet address can do, and it can do a lot more than a Solana wallet address can do. You'll see something that's never ever been done. Yeah, because of the way our chain's set out and because of the certain way it is, it can do something that no other chain has done before. We are first movers in this particular area, not just with the flat gas fee, but with this as well. We have now got 2 to 3 unique selling points for VSC, and one of them has never ever been seen in crypto. It's been attempted but couldn't be done. Ours can. So that kind of wraps up my announcements. Jason, would you like to say anything, sir?
I think I had my turn yesterday. Today's your turn.
Oh, dear.
This is some obviously, you know, if at the beginning we could have just put this on our plate and rolled with it from the start, it would have been something. But this is a good example how projects can evolve and how things can get bigger, and with more hands on deck and more knowledge and more skillful people coming on board, like it's just going to keep going. Like, we're already accelerating and expanding before we were even live, you know? So to me, it's wild. It's like it's crazy to think that we're able to do this now.
Yeah, it's just getting fucking madness, absolute madness. It's like you know, an L2 was a bit of a dream and everything else, but an L1 is just it's like being a pawn and a king. It's just there's just no comparison. And not to slag off an L2, because we've always wanted to be an L2, and there's no wrong with an L2. It's just it's like this, right? If you're inside your house, you're confined by the walls you're in your house, right? If you stood in your garden, there's, you know, with no fucking fences and it's just open land, that's the difference. An L1 you can do anything because it's your world. You own it. Yeah, you own it. There's no other fucking restraints at all. Do you know what I mean? And this is why the majority of people go and build on an L1, because there's lots they know the rules of that world, and they can build within those rules and go where they want with it. And L1s are typically a lot bigger than L2s. So, you know, the other thing is the Lunaterra Classic, and I'm not going to sit here and slag another project off, because I won't do that, right? But they've had an hard time, right? And I feel sorry I used to be involved with Terra Luna Classic years ago, you know, delegating and all this kind of shit. And, you know, the guys over there, it's very difficult for them because they've got no particular leader. And they're all kind of like fighting between themselves to go the right direction and fix the chain and get back to repeg and all this kind of stuff. And it's really difficult for them. And with our connections now, let me tell you this. There's thousands of projects over there that are waiting for someone or something to either fix their environment or provide them with a new environment. And they tend to follow, the guys over there tend to follow the main developers on the chain, right? So where do you think all those projects that are looking for a new home, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to come here. And there's thousands of them. Thousands of them. So as soon as we announce...
Yeah. Sorry, Whittaker, can I just mention something?
Yeah, go on.
No, I just back up that about Strathcole. I've known Strathcole for nearly 2 years now, and he's probably one of the most amazing developers I've ever come across. So just so everybody knows, it's fair dinkum.
Yeah, I think it's you're right in what you're saying there. It's hard for people to understand who these people are because they don't know. But in the LUNC world, the guy's a very, very well respected developer, and we are super lucky, and I mean super fucking lucky to have him. I've been told this and told this and told this. Trust me, this is not just you know, we're not like he's looking for a job or anything else like that. He's chose to come and work with us. You know, which is, to me, is a massive win, because that means we're doing the right things. We're doing the right things and we're attracting the right people. But as Ramo's just said there, he's well respected over there. And when we announce and they find out that he's coming to build with us, and the other developers coming, which I can't just release his name just now, but he's another big one over there. As soon as we release these guys' names that they're coming to help build on our chain, maintain our chain, and keep it running and everything else, the whole of that community will start to flock over here. Yeah, because they follow the developers, which in turn will bring a lot of volume for VSG. It'll bring a lot of new projects over. It'll bring a lot of transactions to chain. It's going to do a lot of things. Right, so it's super fucking exciting. I can't contain how far and how nuts this can go. And all you lucky bastards who bought all that VSG back in December, January, and so on, it's like winning lottery. It's like winning the goddamn lottery. You know, and it's not just me and Jason anymore. It's like these developments are making us bigger. Yes, me and Jason are the main developers, and we say what goes and everything else. But the people that are coming are far. They can take our vision to the next fucking level. Yeah, they literally can, and they're willing to do it, and they want to do it, and they want to help. So I'm not religious, but I fucking count as blessings, boys and girls. Count our fucking blessings, because this is fucking hella bullish. Anyone else want to say anything? I'm getting sick of talking.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard you scream over an announcement. So what the fuck? Like, damn. Okay, this is a good announcement to wake up to.
Right?
Is it just?
I just forwarded Sponge put up in the Sponge Reviews our announcement. He's the first mover.
Mate, it's going to be... oh, God. Is there anyone else who's got any questions? There's got to be some questions that's generated. So don't be shy. Show us your pie.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Okay, you go first.
Is a lot of this because of HC, how he's involved in the LUNC and how excited he was that he told them?
Yes, right. I'll tell you the story of this. Okay, so HC came along through the YouTubers. Okay, so he come with a YouTuber package, right? And this is what I'm saying about evolving and making connections. I was told that HC was the correct person to get involved because of his knowledge. And if you go over to LUNC and check HC out of what he does over there, you'll see why we move forward with him and why we listen to him. Not the fact that he's a nice guy too. It's more his credentials kind of suit on what he's saying. And we've had many conversations lasting hours upon hours about different things. And HC's opened a brand new world to VSC. So yes, you are correct. It is to do with HC. Next question.
Yeah, Whitaker, I was just going to ask, does this change any of your timing, or are we still on schedule for as you planned?
Right. So timings, again, we're waiting for the market, right? So we're still, like, I can launch the chain, but the chain hasn't got a wallet structure, right? So this is where, you know, when people say, oh, you said it's going to be this many weeks and that many weeks, right? There's a lot of stuff in that chain that needs, the chain itself is not that complex. It's what works with it, right? It needs a wallet structure, needs a governance structure, it needs the validators to be able to validate the transactions and everything else. You'll know this yourself. It's very complex. It's not easy. So we're currently, you know, generating all those different connections so things work. There's a few different things that need changing to, so obviously, so we can make it an L1 and everything else, but that doesn't really add that much more time on it. The market is very important, right? It's very important because if that market's flat and we launch, yes, we'll get a, you know, steady launch or whatever, but we need the retail money to come in. Yeah, it is not just to do with the development of the chain, but it's also to do with our promotions. Yeah, outside of the developments itself, our promotions and our targeted marketing to be able to get that retail money to flock it to VSC. Yeah, if the retail money is not there, we're not going to get the head start we want. It's the same thing as a token, right? You launch a token with zero fucking marketing. What's it going to do? It's just going to go up a little bit and then flop back down, right? It's the same principle. You put everything everything you've got into that launch, and if the people aren't there for us to market to, then it's just not going to get the launch it needs. And I don't care if it takes longer. It needs to be done right because we put far too much effort in and far too much fucking hours for it not to be given the best possible fucking sale. Yeah. So this is what it is. So it's not so much the L2 the L1. I'm gonna have to start saying L1 now. The L1 integrations. It's still the wallet addresses and everything else. It's doing a lot of things that doesn't exist right now. Yeah. So it's like we can't go and get, you know, some code out of Polygon and use that bit of code to get this to work in this network. It's all brand new stuff. It's all brand new stuff that needs to connect with the chain. So it's all doable, but things take. This is why I can't go, oh, we're going to launch on, I don't know, fucking August the 7th or so. It just, because if I say that and it doesn't happen, what's going to happen to the chart? People are just going to fucking dump and run off and say, you said this, you said that, blah, 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 blah. So I'm never really going to give you a solid date because it's going to be, if we miss it, it's going to be a really bad time for us, right? So I will keep things fluid and we will keep things moving forward, right? We're not going to let things go static, and we're not going to let things start to go completely dead and no movements and everything else. We will keep everyone busy, and we will keep moving forward to get new investors in, because I would like a lot more than 1,300 holders of VSG. I would like more in the upwards to 5,000 holders, if possible, before launch. Do you know what I mean? It's not me saying we need 5,000 holders. I'm just saying I would prefer that, because that gives us more of an organic use on the chain straight away, because 5,000 people using the chain in day one is good. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the answer to that one. Anyone else?
So the NFTs we bought and the VSG we bought, they will all move over once we go live, right?
No, not that's to be confirmed, but hopefully yes. We should have the staking DApp and everything. Sorry, the DApps inside VSC. So we've got to make that possible. We've got to make that connection
Whitaker.
possible. Yes. Hello. Was that just a hey Whitaker and that was it? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
That a bit odd.
Hey, Whitaker.
I'm
I
in the
was
middle.
wondering
What's up,
about
mate?
how it's going to transition.
Just let me finish this question first, mate, before you ask your question.
Sorry, I muted myself.
All right. Okay. Well, sorry.
You hear me?
Let me start again. So, yeah, just want to mute yourself, mate, just while you're confusing me. Right. Just ask that question again, because. Oh
Whitaker,
my
can you
God.
hear me?
Right. I'll just take him out of here for now. Right. Just whoever just asked that question, just ask it again for me, please.
The NFTs and the VSG we bought earlier, will they all move over once the chain go live, or is there some kind of procedure?
Right. So this is again, right. So the bridging solution and everything else, right? Because it's an L1, it won't be so much. I'm not too sure if it'll be a bridging or what they call an IBC. I don't know. These are the technical terms that we'll kind of roll out to you as they've been done. But it'll not be as such like a wrapper token. It'll just be the native token on the chain, right? So you'll be able to push your VSG from the ERC20 side into VSC, and it'll be just the exact same thing. You'll be able to sell it and buy it out of VSC. So it won't change the supply. It doesn't change anything. It literally, it's just one for one. So you put it into the chain, and you'll be able to do exactly everything you can on Ethereum inside the chain. I can get more detail as it comes to answer those questions. Ideally, I would like the NFTs and everything inside the chain, because that's the whole point, right? We don't want anything left out on the Ethereum chain. We want everything inside the chain to get maximum transactions and everything else. And also, so we're avoiding, ETH gas fees as we go along. We want to be using our gas fees 24/7 for everything. So yeah.
So I can pitch in a little bit on this, to be quite honest, and kind of give these guys some reassurance. So the current supply is 7.18 billion. Currently you're all keeping your coins on MetaMask, your NFTs on MetaMask, maybe Trust Wallet, something like that. When the chain goes live, Whitaker has spoken about the addresses not being an OX address. Instead, you'll have a domain. So my domain, let's say, for example, would be hccrypto.vsc. And if the chain accepts Ethereum, it accepts VSG coins, it accepts Dick with a nail in it coin, you can send those coins over, and the supply doesn't change. Like, you're just sending your coins over to the chain. So when everything goes live, it's just like you guys sending to a new wallet. So you would just take your stuff from MetaMask and go, okay, I actually want to put it all on chain now. Maybe you want to stake, something like that. So you would put it all on chain, that kind of stuff. So you don't need to worry that it's going to be some sort of like crazy situation where a new coin's launched, there's a new supply, all of these crazy things. The supply would always stay the same at 7.18 billion. It's very simple stuff. So no need to worry on that stuff.
That's a better explanation. Thank you for that, mate.
No problems.
So yeah, it's there was a key factor in there, and I'm not going to tell you, and I'm not going to mention any other thing, but he said if it accepts Ethereum, that means our wallet accepts Ethereum token. So anything that is on the Ethereum network, you'll be able to keep in the VSC wallet, right? Anything. Now, it doesn't mean that the VSC wallet won't be able to keep anything other than Ethereum. Could be any other chain. It just depends. But we will give extra bullish announcements on that as it comes in.
So what we're kind of speaking about throughout all of this is the idea of not building in a vacuum. Instead, this chain would become a middle ground, possibly between the Cosmos and Ethereum technology. This gap's not bridged very well at the moment. Only very few small select group doing it. It's a huge gap to bridge. Now, if you're a project on Ethereum, for example, and you're seeking cheaper gas fees, you would probably come to a chain like VSG, VSC to transact everything, maybe, to move from the Cosmos. So it introduces a very, very highly usable environment, which people can just use to get to somewhere. So throughout all of this, you're doing much more than just kind of attracting the everyday user. Instead, you're saying to people, well, these fees are actually cheaper. It's more cost effective for you to use that. You won't need to say that to people because the product will speak for itself. On top of that, you've got the $1 burns, you've got the good transactions, NFT holders getting their distribution, but timing's going to be everything on this. So we're currently going through what's chop solidation. As you can all see, BTC's up a lot at the moment. I could understand that a lot of people are kind of thinking, well, BTC is moving up, everything should be moving up, but we're going to be chop solidating for the next 3, 4, 5 months. These are the points when you want to get as many people involved as possible, because you have the attitude of kind of, well, I don't want to buy it at 30 mil market cap. Instead, I want it at 15 mil market cap, or I want it at 10 mil. We've seen it many times before. So attracting more and more people now during a time of development, rolling things out and getting you guys adjusted to how the system's going to be. For example, there's things that we need, which are an Oracle feeder, which will call the consistent gas price for VSG, having a flat gas fee. We need a system that more or less can confirm that that is the price of the coin at all times. So the systems that are being developed are actually very, very advanced in the sector. And you've got some of the best people now at the forefront of this. This is very, very bullish stuff. The whole domain thing's never been done really in crypto successfully, to a point of where, like Whitaker's saying, if we accept Ethereum, you can have Ethereum on there. So what's to stop us from going, well, maybe we'll accept Orbit token. Maybe we'll accept Ponky. Maybe we'll accept this. Maybe we'll accept that. And for you guys, it's transactions, it's volume, it's fees. And it's the same for the validating set.
Absolutely fucking bullish, mate. You need to stop talking.
I got this shit. Now I got the shivers that you got earlier.
Yeah.
I'm finally woke up. I'm like woke up finally.
Yeah, like what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, I think taking from that, the middle ground, VSC is going to come some sort of like playing field for the rest of the chains, right? So if we, become that, and become that central ground for the crossover for different chains and everything else, our total value locked on chain and all sorts of things will fucking go absolutely mental. It'll go mental. I would personally rather have a wallet where I can keep my ERC20 tokens, my fucking BEP20s, my Solanas, fucking everything all in one. Why not? Why would you not want that? Do you know what I mean? You don't want separate wallets like fucking Phantom, fucking MetaMask, and Trust Wallet, and all these different fucking ones, and having to change
Well,
this and change that.
and I
You know what I
think
mean?
the distinction lies in like, so there's wallets obviously where you can keep multiple chains, right? But this is, you're keeping these tokens on VSC. As soon as you send them to your wallet, then they're on chain, right? That's
Yeah.
how that's gonna work. So
Yeah.
it's totally different.
And how about security? Where do we stand with security? Because I've been wiped out from one wallet, so I have multiple wallets. And so how are we going to address getting ripped off? Pretty easy.
I can address this concern. So when it comes down to native on-chain wallets, like what VSG is going to be, they are backed up by seed phrases, a mnemonic, if you will, a passphrase. As long as you don't give your passphrase out to anybody or reveal your passphrase to anybody, you'll never have an issue. There'll be no way to call such information from the chain. There'll be no way to call such information anywhere, period. So security really falls on you as an individual to ensure you have those passphrases stored correctly. My advice is to get a ledger, store them on there.
Hey, Happy, there's such a thing called Wallet Guard, right? That it has a new feature in there, and it has lock my NFT, right? So within the wallet, it's like another app. And what this thing allows you is for you to, it comes up like in Ethereum and whatnot, and you could lock your NFT in because, yes, of course, we protect the seed phrases, but the problem is with these stupid links when these guys who it's their full-time job to trick you. Me personally, now I'm on Gnosis Safe. I made myself a multi-signature wallet on the Ethereum chain and on the BNB chain. And especially because I bought the rewards tokens for the BNB and I made, so I need 2 signatures for anybody or 3 signatures. I'm still new at that and I'm a little bit nervous with that. So what do you think about something like Wallet Guard? I'm just talking
Yes.
out
So
loud here.
no,
Just
it's
hang fire, HC. I've already actually spoke to Wallet Guard. It's something I'm talking. Well, I'm not. We're not in talks to get it sorted, but I've already previously spoke to them about 2 months ago. At the time, they weren't interested in doing anything with us because they don't know who we are. But he did say that there's something that we can do, further down the line when your developments are going further along. So if it is something we wish to do, I will go and speak to that contact again and, show him where we are now. So we've thought of pretty much everything we need to think of. But like I say, we've got to have enough to show these other partners, potential partners, to be able to move forward with them and everything else. So, and we're getting to that point now. So it is something that we will address on that side. I'm not saying it will be Wallet Guard, but we are looking at things.
And
So-
just for the record, hold on, Happy. Just for the record, I've been with Happy Crypto for 2 years. I've heard him bitch and complain, but let me tell you, this guy has integrity. He never took $1 from Luna Classic. His project, he's always, every penny in his NFTs have gone back into the community, and he's still building. He's been MIA for a while, but that's probably because he's in talks with you. But Happy, I just want to take this moment to say thanks, because I know how smart you are. I see the way you build, and I believe we're going somewhere now. It's just like the security is very important because I lost my shirt. I have multiple wallets, like I said. So thanks, guys. Jason and Whitaker, you two guys also. I brought people in, and we're just waiting now. I tell them now, it's not if and when, it's how much, because we're NFT holders.
That's it.
All right. Go ahead.
So the Wallet Guard technology is very simple technology. So it works on bonding and unbonding and then multi-signature transactions. requiring more than one wallet to sign the transaction in order to get it to go through. With unbonding times, you give yourself a lot of viable time. If your wallet is penetrated and somebody get access to it, then you have the ability for them not to just take the coins, take the NFTs. Instead, they need to unbond them. They'll need to wait. This gives you time as a person to introduce counter smart contracts to automatically send the coins, the NFTs, and everything to a new wallet that you've designated. So yeah, there's ways and means of actually creating this technology instead of kind of going to, because it's very common, like Whitaker said, to go to a company and they're not very interested. And this is going to be the case that not a lot of people will be interested until suddenly we're at $1 billion market cap. We've got all of these cool tools. We've got very easy interoperability, and you can go almost anywhere with your VSG, so to speak. So when it comes down to creating something like this, it's definitely viable and something that we can just casually build into the system based on multi-signature wallets, multi-signature transactions, NFT bonding, and coin bonding. And coin bonding is normally done when you stake coins. So a lot of the times your coins will be staked. We can also introduce countermeasures where we can more or less have a system to say, oh, I've been hacked, and then it can automatically apply those smart contracts to your wallet. We have technology similar to this on Luna Classic at the moment, which is provided by a company called Allnodes. If you catch it in enough time, they really can help you get almost all of your coins back. Now, with all of this being said, right, we can just design this technology. I was part of the Luna Classic community. Shout out to Crypto Man. Still am, of course. Just been on a bit of siesta, enjoying some quality time. But we can develop stuff like this. I wanted BitQuery to relist Luna Classic on the money flow. They refused. They wanted a lot of money. So we just developed the tool ourselves. We pumped the tool out and we provided it to the community. And that's what is kind of going to be going on. I think security is definitely going to be number one priority moving forward. And this was kind of like the flaw Whitaker pointed out with Polygon, is that it's actually a lot less secure because it's all happening off chain. Nothing happens natively on the chain. So inherently you introduce quite a lot of systematic risk where you're limited on your technology to a point of where they've got a really old car and they can only really add new kind of spoilers or new paints, turbos, but they need to upgrade the car. VSC will be the upgraded car with all of the spoilers, the paintwork, everything. It's going to be an interesting journey, guys.
Imagine, Jason, and we were talking and about security, everyday people. Everybody knows it's the wild, wild west right now. So if we advertise, we have security on our wallets that MetaMask doesn't have, that Coin wallet doesn't have, and so on and so forth. That's how we're going to bring in the everyday people that we are trying to bring back, not bring back, trying to bring in, just everyday people. One guy, everybody, I bought the NFTs for them. I told them, open up. I walked them through. I opened their MetaMask account. I've done everything for them. And my friend today was saying, without you, how would I possibly get into crypto? Because people are afraid. This is big business here. But with security being mentioned in the marketing aspect of this, how it's not the wild, wild west. It's just the wild west. And we're on to just making it the west. You know what I mean? I think it will bring more users.
Yeah, I love that.
So if I could just answer, so Eddie Fasthouse is asking, once up and running, will transferring funds amongst my wallets accounts on VSC be subject to the $4 flat fee? It's just a touch cheaper than $4 on Ethereum blockchain. Just wondering. So yeah, you would be subject to that $4 gas fee if you're making a transaction. You would pay that $4 gas fee. Now on Ethereum, it can get quite crazy because if you bundle, I don't know, 100 transactions together into one transaction as a multi-transaction, you could be paying a lot more gas. So therefore, on VSC, it could be a lot cheaper to create your smart contracts, deploy your smart contracts, and then have them go out and do all of their different bits. It provides an environment that's very cheap. $4 seems like a lot, but it's not.
No, absolutely. And, transferring between wallets on Ethereum's not always nearly $4 or whatever. It depends on the gas rate. Like I say, it fluctuates, and throughout the bull run, it's a lot more than $4 to transfer between wallets. It's a nightmare. So it's it does get very expensive either way. But like I say, we're not trying to be Solana. We're not trying to be Polygon. We're trying to be something else, right? So the fact, it doesn't matter if it's $4, $6, $10, whatever, right? The fact that it's $4 is most of the crypto traders can afford that. I'm not saying all, right? But the majority of the crypto traders can afford that. So it lends to the masses, right? And like I said, if they want a cheaper network, then go and trade on Solana. Yeah, it's what our network will be able to do. It will be able to do a lot of individual things that no other network can do. And we won't stop. The good thing is, now we're in L1, this is just the point to where we get it to be launched. Do you think that we are going to stop developing and making new things in crypto once it's launched? No. We will come out with new things to launch, new things, new ways of doing things that lend to people getting into crypto that have never been in it before because it's too complicated. We're here for the long haul. Yeah. We're not here to just launch and then that's it. We literally, the vision never stops. And now we're in L1. It's bound by nothing apart from our own imaginations. And trust me, the brains we've got on this project is bound by absolutely zero. What we can think can be generated. So just think of those possibilities going forward. We were thinking of like destroying Polygon, and with this announcement today, I have zero worry that we won't just destroy them. There'll be a mere fucking patch on our fucking genes. Not joking.
So Happy, I
So-
have. Go ahead, Happy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Crypto Man. I'll go after you.
Okay, so I have, like, guys, when we move things around from wallet to wallet, you're always holding your breath because I've sent a lot of money into oblivion learning how to be, to make sure, and I'm getting pretty confident. So I have a NFT on my ledger. I have 3 ledgers. And so as long as it's on the ledger, this new wallet that you're going to create, I'm just going to hook up my ledger to that, and I don't have to move my NFT. But my NFTs that are sitting in MetaMask, we're going to have to literally transfer to this new domain name. Is that going to be like pretty safe? Is it going to be very user friendly so we don't sweat every time we send? Because these NFTs, for me, Jason, we had a conversation one time. I'm saying, if we lose this or somebody steals it, could you help us get it back? I think these are gold.
Well,
So,
it's a good example is like you look at Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? Like those have had people access them and manipulate them, and that's because of individuals, like you said, clicking on links or something, and they're creating some sort of contract interaction with their wallet, right? So you got to be like super diligent. You know what I mean? There's not much you can do once it happens. Like once
that's
it's
on
gone.
clicking a link. I'm just saying on us.
Yeah, no, I know. I
That
mean,
have
like,
value. Oh my
you know?
goodness, I hate moving anything of value. So I'm just wondering how easy it's going to be to move from MetaMask.
It will be as secure as it possibly can be. We will literally make sure that our forefront of our mind is safety, because the last thing we want is people running around the space going, oh, I've been on that chain, I got ripped off, this, that, other, blah, their technology is not safe. The whole idea of what we're doing is to be above everyone else, right? So if we forget about security, then we're a piece of shit.
Right.
It's not going to happen. We're going to make sure we develop everything securely and safely. The only way you will get scammed on VSC and everything else is if you fuck up yourself, basically. That's how it'll be.
So the complexity of sending an NFT, the worry of sending a large transaction, we all feel it. I discussed this with Whitaker today, and said, I feel like that when I send a big amount. My stomach goes, my stomach churns. I will always send a test transaction first, even if I've sent
Exactly.
to the wallet before. See, with the domain wallet system, instead of you having a wallet and you've got loads of different wallets inside that wallet and you need an address and maybe you need a memo for that address, instead you would just have your domain. So you would just send it and your wallet itself would be intelligent and it would have a system developed, honed in that would handle that. And it would go, okay, this is a VSG NFT, or okay, this is an Ethereum based NFT, or okay, this is a Luna Classic based NFT. To you guys, it happens automatically. Behind the scenes, it will be a very smart and intellectual system that handles everything. So the idea is it becomes very effortless. You're not reliant on all of these weird digits and the security of someone getting in and making you click a link, which can then sign a contract. You can add in different authenticators to prevent that. So, for example, we could introduce the Google Authenticator system or create our own authenticator system, which requires an authentication code to do anything smart contract wise, to sign anything. And that's kind of how Luna Classic prevails on that side of things. Is that there's ways that you have to actually authenticate. You need to approve the contract and then you need to sign the contract for usage. So there's two that they need to get through on top of having to access your wallet. But the confusion and the worry will be a thing of the past with VSC.
Cheers.
Hey, Happy, the safe, the Gnosis safe? I have built like 10 a 10 multi-signature wallet. But when I go into the contract that I created, which I was shitting bricks doing, I think I understand what you're saying, because when I'm in there, it has all my receiving addresses, but it just says, here are your assets. So I was just basically what you're saying is you will just send it to the domain, and it will file it in your wallet. It will be mind-blowing. That would be absolutely mind-blowing, because I just send, I wanted to send it to cryptoman.vsc, and it's just going to find its way into my VSC wallet. If I have Ethereum, it'll find it into my Ethereum address within that domain. Is that kind of like what happens?
So as long as the chain itself has a relayer set up and there's an agreement that the coin will be on there and we can store it on there, then yeah, you can do that, of course. And it's all just down to then building kind of like these connections with a lot of other chains. And slowly but surely, you just spin up a relayer. If there's interest in having a certain coin listed, then you could do that. And there could be economic benefits to doing that.
That's crazy. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it doesn't exist. Any iterances of it haven't worked, or they don't quite do what they should do. So this will be a very interesting journey. Something that VSG will lead the forefront in.
Beautiful.
Exactly. It's all about going forward, and we're going to be doing things that no one's done before. You know what I mean? So this is where you get investors that will say, I'm buying that because no one else is doing that. They're the forefront of everything that everyone has an issue with, right? So we're here to make our whole network solving these conundrums that everyone else has got issues with. We've done our research around all the different chains and everything else, and we've done that by launching different tokens. We know what's good, what's bad, and everything else, right? So while we was doing all those things, we were learning, we were understanding how the crypto sphere works. Well, not works, but what the general problems are across all the networks. And we've we've literally looked at all the different networks. That's good. That's bad. We don't want this. We want that. Yeah. So we're making the fucking king ding of all fucking chains. And people will only need to come here once, try it once, and they'll stay here. That is what is going to happen. People are going to come and see the technology. They're going to use it. They understand it's friendly. It's easy to use. And they won't want to go and piss about and download other wallets for Polygon and do this and do that. They will want to come here and stay here. That wallet will be something that no one's ever seen before. It'll have more applications with the wallet than you've ever used. MetaMask is a fucking huge wallet, and it won't even have a patch on what we're going to do with that wallet. Some of Jason's stuff that he wants to do in that wallet is insane. You know, it's going to be a one-stop shop. It's going to be a one-stop shop wallet. You won't need another. Put it that way.
Just a quick question. Will we be able to withdraw money directly to our bank account from VSC?
That's a big ask.
That's very complex. I would say never to anything. At this point in time, it definitely wouldn't be something that you would actively pursue to begin with. So Freddy_VSG asks, this wallet, is it going to have apps and a desktop app? So it's very important to do this by the book, step by step. You know, get the apps in place, get all of the correct things in place. And then once you've got the opportunity to then branch out and maybe start looking for the legalities and what you need to secure license wise to be able to act as a money transmitter in that sense. So once again, never say never. It's all stuff that's definitely possible in the future.
Yeah. Like
in
I
reference
said,
to
we will go forward to strive to make these kind of connections if we can, if it's possible. Right? There's nothing's off the table here, and that's why it's so fucking bullish. Literally nothing. You know, the idea is from day one, both me and Jason, we wanted to make something that people, you know, could use easily. Because we all know coming into crypto, it's fucking difficult understanding. It's not just the rugs and the scammers and everything else. It's just generally very unforgiving. Yeah. So it's our job, all of us, not just the developers and everything else, it's our job to educate the masses, right? But we can't educate the masses of the general public while it's so fucking complicated. Yeah. So the least complications that we can, you know, pull down, we're basically pulling down walls, and every wall that we pull down brings more people into crypto. And you know, we are all first movers, every single one of us. Everyone who can hear me, you're all first movers because you've been given a gift that you are in crypto now, right? When the general masses and general adoption happens, every single one of us will benefit from that because we're the people that know. We've been here for years. Yeah. 10 years time, you know, when crypto starts to get mass adoption and everything else, guys, it's like there's no reason why none of us can't be fucking stupidly rich because we were here before everyone else was here. You know, it's generational wealth, guys. It's something that we all want. We just need to play his cards right, and that's it. And the way you play your cards right is by believing in something that's going in the right direction, and I believe that is VSG. I really do. I don't think there's any other project out there that's working the way we are. Every time we speak to anyone or do whatever else, they're in awe of what we're doing. The combination of people here with this project is like nothing else, and people keep coming. New people keep coming that are adding to that daily, weekly, yearly, whatever. It's just such a special place to be. It really is.
Just so everybody knows, I updated my profile to Crypto Man VSG, baby. That's it.
Yeah, good
Hey,
man.
hey Whitaker, I have another question. If you have the time, could I ask you?
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
On that vein of having that on-ramping people and growing and being easy to use, I'm encountering a situation now, and this is more maybe not a question, but perhaps something you guys could think about, like the full 360 degrees about making this blockchain easy for everyone, but for the
Mm-hmm.
whole cycle. I'm still behind filing my taxes because I'm on a new L2, a dog themed one. I'm sure we're pretty familiar with it, and it turned out to be dog shit. It doesn't. I can't use it with Coinly, and I have to use Coinly up here in Canada because I'm on Wealthsimple as my CEX on ramp, off ramp. So I've been using
Mm-hmm.
that for multiple years, and I'm finding I'm about 1,000 entries behind because their CSV file that I download is not compatible with, doesn't absorb or upload easily into Coinly. So I guess my ask or request would be if you guys could have easy integration with
Yeah.
tax filings as well, like after 365 days, not degrees, sorry, days after you guys like next tax season, once we're all
Yeah.
millionaires or whatever, and WAGMI will make it, make it easy on us too for tax season. I guess that's my ask, please.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I mean that's something that Jason's in Canada as well,
Yeah.
so he knows your tax system better than I. I mean, it's different for the UK. We don't have to piss about with stuff like that.
I was
It's not.
actually speaking with somebody yesterday about it, and we were like just talking about because mostly it's like crypto.com that we have to use for offboarding.
That
But
was
like,
me, Jason. Crypto
oh
Man.
yeah. So like here, like the tax thing is a big deal for me too, especially with the capital gains thing going up like
Oh
66,
God.
you know.
So I can actually answer that question. So what we would bring forward with the chain alongside the wallet infrastructure would be like a finder system. You'd be able to request a CSV report, which would give you your lifetime transactions for the wallet you're requesting it for. That way it'd be very easy for you guys to figure out what you've done, where it went, what you owe on what. And being in a CSV, it's highly recognizable with all of those sort of like tax systems that you guys are going to use. So once again, this will definitely come down to a visual reception side, a finder system, so to speak. Be very helpful.
And tax submission software is something that I can actually look at on chain as well. I've built a lot of things for credit repair companies and all kinds of different financial instruments. So it'll be something that I'm going to look at personally anyway.
See what I mean? There's someone to do everything here. It's crazy. I'm surprised Tayo's not had a question. Come on, Tayo. You must have something.
It's working.
I'm working as I never have questions. I'm just listening and learning. What can I say? Good stuff, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hey, fellas, I do have a question, actually. It's actually in regards to the partnerships and the different projects you're all doing. For each of those partnerships you have, will they have their own separate coins or tokens?
Yeah, so the ones that I've been posting up, for example, the last one, Game, they're a record label. They have award-winning producers on staff and some incredible people involved in the background with that. They're doing a nationwide artist search right now, and basically they're putting together a compilation album that they're going to be running to a gold. This is in like real life, right? They're going to be pushing the album to like gold record sales, and then whatever it can do beyond that. But aside from that, they're launching a token which is going to become part of their ecosystem to reward fans and things like that, and add incentive to community. and then they're also putting the albums out through NFTs. So, to drive enough sales to be able to obtain gold or platinum status, things like that. When we start looking at the record industry, which is how I've been approaching, now you see we have a few different music projects on board, and the whole premise with that is that the albums can be sold as downloadable digital files through NFT, right? So they're creating new revenue streams. They're becoming more self-sufficient financially, less dependent on having to spend money for marketing and things. So it's very attractive to people in that industry. So I've been approaching them with that kind of stance. And you got to understand too, is that a lot of these projects, they've thought about crypto. They've considered like, hey, what can it do? A lot of these people I have personal relationships with, so I'm like kind of selling them on the idea, too. So they're this is their entry point, is basically as a real world business getting into crypto, right? So like the strategy right now is like to onboard real world businesses and individuals and IPs and things, and get them interested in putting something out in the crypto space on our chain as their first basically dive into crypto, So they all have their own networks, they have their own communities, they're all going to have their own stuff, they all have tokens and NFT projects, and they're all going to bring multiple things to the table. Even Honeybee now, after a lot of discussions, they're going to come out with a B swap, which is going to be on-chain DEX. So we have another DEX that's going to be coming, and there's a lot of projects that I haven't been able to announce yet. So there's going to be more.
He's doing the due diligence and the chasing, sir. Well done. I've got something that I'm chasing at the minute. It's not confirmed, but I'm going to look down the gaming aspects of things and just see if I can get some kind of like there is, some of you will know, but I've been involved with a particular someone who I'm helping with another project at the moment, just a little meme coin. And it turns out he's a professional poker player, and he runs a coaching business for poker with all the big guys like Daniel Negreanu and all the other top ones. So I'm in his ear at the minute, trying to get him. I'm helping him, so maybe he will come and create something on our chain, and we can get some really big poker player names on our chain. Playing on chain poker and all this kind of things. So there's lots of different things that we're chasing down. Like I say, the developments coming to chain. There's the developments on chain. There's the developments of securities and wallets and everything else, and it's just an insane mashup of everything that's going to eventually become the superpower that it is, which is VSC.
So it runs quite deep when it comes down to, like, for example, having a token factory on chain, or just tokens coming over or coins coming over and deciding they want to bring assets. The distribution handler can work in a very intelligent manner as to which it can start to contribute fees from all sorts of different coins. If there's different fees suddenly being handled with different coins, there can be contributions made into what would give you as delegates, holders, staking rewards. So you might get 1 month your VSG staking rewards, but there also might be a small distribution of some random meme coin, or some decent coins. It gets very, very interesting. Sabir Singh, he asks, will we have KYC on our blockchain? All validators are required to KYC that are coming on chain. This allows us to ensure that no validator is spinning up multiple nodes or pretending to be somebody who they're not. So KYC, when it comes down to certain things, are quite important. Projects I can't speak too much for. I guess, Jason, you could speak more to the project side of KYC.
Yeah, so the projects that are going to be official collaborations or partnerships, those are all going to be like KYC. There's obviously, once things exist on chain like launch pads and things like that, there's going to be a little bit around KYC in the platform, but not necessarily all the projects that would launch off of it per se, right? So
we did initially want when we first started the idea, we did officially want the main DEX to be able to KYC and docs developers as they launch. That might be something we can still do, but the idea of getting as many transactions and everything on chain, some people don't want to KYC. It's not just for, they want to be scammers. Some people just can't do it. There is a particular few people that I know very close to us that are not KYC'd in docs for certain reasons. Yeah, it's not the fact that they're scammers; it's the fact that their IRL lives don't allow it. So it's like for celebrities and all these kind of things. You've got to understand that it's the trader's due diligence and everything else. But I mean, if we can do it, then we'll have some sort of DEX or whatever that you can't launch from that DEX unless it's KYC, which I would like myself. But I'm neither going to deny it or confirm it at this moment in time. So it will be something that I personally will look into.
Try look out for the UK, because they're fully against KYC and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's gonna be, like I said, depending on how the partnership is, if it's people that we're bringing on board and announcing, those are going to be, those identities and things will be public. Like everything's going to be like that way. But I'm saying, like, down the road, say if somebody puts out like a token launch pad or like something else, like it becomes really hard to control outside of the initial platforms. Like we could KYC, but then do we have to make them KYC all their customers as well as a requirement? Like, does that work with the platforms that they're bringing? Are they going to be able to migrate to our chain and make those types of changes as well? Like, so all kinds of different factors.
Very good, very nice. So, anyone else? Anyone else got anything that you want to tell us what they're eating or whatever? Just whatever. Is that us all good? I think I can end the recording now. There we go.